Hello, my name is Robert Dean Steele, and this is Real Dads. We've been talking about blended families. Now, the next thing that I'm going to talk about is absolutely essential. We talked about the family contract. One of the things that you need to have right away and establish right away before you even move in or get involved in this is deciding discipline. Now, discipline can be difficult and potentially a difficult topic for blended families, but it can also be a great opportunity to establish structure that sets up an entire unit for success. Now, that's why you need to talk about, because very often you've had two families that have had two different expectations and structures when it comes to discipline. So when you sit down and you talk about it, when you as a couple, first of all, work through the process of how you're going to deal with what we would call set-up situations or possible scenarios. You talk about it. How are you going to deal with it? How are you going to talk about it? You work it through before you even do one measure of discipline. Have a night whereas you as a couple sit down and say, okay, this is where I view discipline. And the other one says, this is where I view discipline. And then you come together and you map out a strategy and a way in which this can happen. Because what you want to do is you want to have a successful marriage and a successful family. But if you don't plan to do it, what you plan to do is fail. You fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's what the adage is. And it's a real adage. And there are many couples who, even as, they have family units, the mom and dad came together and they're raising the kids, and issues can rise up. And so as a blended family, you need to have that. You need to spell out how you're going to do it, and then you sit down with the kids and you say, this is what we're going to do when it comes to discipline. This is how we're going to discipline you. And the kids then have an expectation and a real view of what it's going to look like when it comes to discipline. They may not agree with you, but the simple fact is you have sat down with your spouse, your potential partner, and have said, this is how we view things, and this is what we're going to do. And when that's clearly spelled out, the kids will fall into line. It also gives a boundary in which to operate. But all of that has to be discussed before you even start. Because the simple fact is, if you don't talk about it, what's going to happen is you're going to end up with a conflict and a huge fight. Guaranteed. And the children are going to want expectations. They want to know how they can operate. They want to know the new reality. And you as a parents must lead the way. My name is Robert Dean Steele. This is Real Dads. You have yourself a godly day.